Yes, I'm live now. Welcome once again to another new video. This is Santu Sahu and you are watching Sahu's tutorial English literature. Sorry. So in this YouTube video, I'll be covering the PYQs of SSB English lectureship. Do join quickly. And in this YouTube video, this is the part 4 actually. This is part 4. Visit the playlist. In the previous video, I have discussed I have discussed some questions of the previous question. Okay. Do join quickly and let me know. I think everything is okay, and the PDF is also visible to everyone, and I'm audible to everyone. So let's begin the session without wasting your time. Let's begin the session, and here is the first question on your screen. Okay, the Jew of Malta. The Jew of Malta was written by Lily Marlowe Shakespeare Ben Jonson. Who has written the Jew of Malta? Good evening. Here in the Jew of Malta, here you see the rich merchant. The Jew of Malta is rich merchant, and here the merchant's famous. Okay, right. Here the Jew of Malta's daughter. Okay, who is the daughter of Jew of Malta's? Any idea? Who is the daughter of Jews Malta's? Daughter is actually Abigail. Okay, exactly. So Abigail is the, you should remember that Abigail is a famous character. Abigail that appears in Jew of Malta's, and here Barabbas. Jew of Malta is actually Barabbas. So here Barabbas' daughter is actually Abigail, and Barabbas जो servant था, what was the name of the servant? The name of the servant was actually that is our Ithamor. Okay, Ithamor is actually a character, the servant of Barabbas. So here it's Marlowe, that is Marlowe has written the Jew of Malta. Remember that Abigail, the daughter of Barabbas, and the servant was Ithamor. The Renaissance in England took place before the Middle Ages, in the Elizabethan period, after the Middle Age, or in the 17th century. Now, in the Elizabethan period or after the Middle Age, tell me, the Renaissance in England took place. The Renaissance in England took place. Tell me, do answer quickly. The Renaissance in England took place actually in after the Middle Ages. Okay, so C is that it's after the Middle Ages. Renaissance in England took place. So here C is the right answer. Okay, the Spanish tragedy. In somewhere it is also written Elizabethan period also. Elizabethan period like 1558 to 1603. So during that, in the late 16th century, Middle Ages. No, it's Middle Ages. After the Middle Age, that is from after 1500. Chalo. Middle Ages. The Spanish tragedy is a revenge tragedy, romantic comedy, tragicomedy, Greek tragedy. The Spanish tragedy is a, what is the subtitle of the Spanish tragedy? You must remember that Spanish tragedy's subtitle is Hieronymo is mad again. What? Hieronymo is mad again. Okay, so this is the subtitle of this work, the Spanish tragedy. Hieronymo is mad again. Okay, remember that. By Thomas Kidd. Who has written? The Thomas Kidd has written. Thomas Kidd has written. After the Middle Ages. Okay. It's a revenge tragedy. It's a revenge tragedy. So it's a revenge tragedy. Here Thomas Kidd has written one of the university wits. Thomas Kidd was you must remember that Thomas Kidd was one of the university wits, and Hieronymo is mad again is the subtitle of this work, the Spanish tragedy. It's a revenge tragedy. Moving on to question number 4. Renaissance means you know all, progressiveness, reawakening, alternative revival of the Anglo-Saxon words, modernism. Here Renaissance means what? Renaissance means reawakening. 4B is the Renaissance, reawakening. Chalo. Ralph Deutster, written about 1550, was written by Ralph Royster, the first comedy in English. First comedy in English. First comedy in English actually. Ralph Royster published in 1550. Here by Nicholas Udall. Okay, Nicholas Udall has written. So here B is the right answer. Chalo, here is question number 6 now. The Bohemian was the career of what was? Lily, Peel, Green, Christopher Marlowe. What was? Okay, got it. Now Bohemian was the career of Bohemian. It's not Peel, it's not Green. Now we have two options left, uh, Lily and Marlowe. Okay. Now what is the right answer here? But the Lily is also the first Bohemian. Okay. Here the Christopher Marlowe is also Bohemian. The Bohemian was the career of whom? Marlowe, Lily. Here question number 6 on your screen. Do answer. Question number 6 का आंसर करो. No, sorry. It's not Green. It's not Lily. It's not Lily. Sorry, I made a mistake here. We have here, we have Green and Christopher Marlowe. Lily and Peel is not. Okay, we have Green and Christopher Marlowe. So I think it's Robert Greene would be. Okay, because Robert Greene was the first. Robert Greene was the first Bohemian writer. Okay, I think it's Robert Greene. Chalo. Chalo. Gaveston is a character. Gaveston is a character. Gaveston is a character in one of the plays written by Ben Jonson, Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, Webster. So Gaveston, Gaveston was killed by whom? You must remember that Gaveston in Edward the Second. Edward the Second is the name of the work, the tragedy written by Christopher Marlowe. Here Gaveston is actually killed by whom? Warwick. Remember that Gaveston was killed by whom? Gaveston was killed by Warwick. Okay. Gaveston was killed by Warwick. Got it? And here you must also remember that there is the homosexual relationship between Edward the Second and Gaveston. Okay, Gaveston. Chalo, Christopher Marlowe. In which play do we find the character Mortimer? Young Mortimer. Silly question again. Young Mortimer appears in Edward the Second. Again, young Mortimer appeared in Edward the Second by Christopher Marlowe. Chalo. While tragedy was making rapid advance in the hands of Marlowe and Keats, comedy during the early Renaissance period was being raised to higher level by Shakespeare, Spenser, Thomas Moore, John Lilly. John Lilly was actually popularizing what comedy. Okay, John Lilly's works are Anatomy of Wit, Euphues. Famous works of John Lilly are like Euphues. Okay, you must remember that Euphues, the Anatomy of Wit, the Anatomy of Wit. Okay, another important work is Galathea. Okay, Galathea. Another important work is Endymion. Endymion is also a play. Endymion is also a play by Endymion, Galathea, Euphues, the Anatomy of Wit, Midas, Midis, Midas. Okay, these are all works by. Which one you are answering here? Or A. Which one you are answering? 8. Just a minute, let me come. Just a minute. Which one you are answering? A. It's John Lilly. Chalo, D. Moving to question number 9 here. Okay, you're talking about 9A. ना, चलो देखते हैं बाद में उसको. The Chronicles of Edward the First was written by Keith Peel Marlowe Green. It's George Peel. Have they given answer Shakespeare? But it should be like Lily. So it's Peel. The Chronicle of Edward the First was written by George Peel. Thomas Kidd, Marlowe Green, they were all university wits. Shakespeare died in 1616, 1564 to 1616. Chalo. It is Lily actually. That should be that answer should be Lily. Okay. How many sonnets did Shakespeare write? Shakespeare wrote 154 sonnets and published in 1609. Published in 1609 by whom? By Thomas Thorpe. By Thomas Thorpe. Chalo. Thomas Thorpe had published. The Shepherd's Calendar is a poem by Shepherd's Calendar is Edmund Spenser. Edmund Spenser. Okay, Shepherd's Calendar is a poem by Edmund Spenser. Edmund Spenser, you see Shepherd's Calendar. It has 12 week locks. It has 12 week locks and emulating exactly emulating whom? Emulating Virgil's Eclogue. Here Virgil's Eclogue. Okay. Shepherd's Calendar, it has 12 week locks. 12 week locks representing 12 months. 12 week locks representing 12 eclipse is representing what? 12 eclipse is representing 12 months. Okay. And emulating Virgil's eclogue. 13B Edmund Spenser exactly. Chalo. 14 here. Thou hast one daughter who redeems nature from the general curse. These are lines from King Lear. Is it from King Lear? Chalo. Moving on to question number 14. King Lear Act 4 Scene 6. Okay. These lines appear in Thou hast one daughter who redeems nature from general curse. So that is Act 5, Act 4 Scene 6. Okay. Act 4 Scene 6. These lines from King Lear. Here is the answer. King Lear. Okay. Who coined the phrase motiveless malignity? Motiveless malignity is cold rich, talking about talking about whom? Talking about talking about that is our the character Iago. The Alchemist is a tragedy by Alchemist is a tragedy. It's not a tragedy. It's a comedy actually. It's a comedy by Ben Jonson. By Ben Jonson. Chalo. Now 17. Webster is regarded as many as the greatest tragic dramatist in England. Webster is regarded as many as the greatest tragic dramatist in England after Shakespeare. True. 17. Chalo. 18. Where do we find these following lines? Better to reign in hell than to in heaven. So Milton's Paradise Lost. Milton's Paradise Lost 16B. Okay, which one? 16B you are answering. 16B. Okay, 16B false. Now 17. 17. Chalo. 18 here. 18 is Paradise Lost. First version was published in 1667. Then 1674 is the second version. In first version it was 10 books. In 1674 version there are total 12 books. And this better to reign in hell than to heaven in serve. These lines appear in book 2. In book 2. Exactly. Chalo. Religio Medici. Religio Medici by Thomas Brown. Spiritual book. Chalo. Religio Medici. A spiritual testament. Okay. A spiritual testament. Thomas Brown. 18th century is a prose of what? It's not a prose. Question is it should be age of reason. Okay, it's not prose. Age of reason and prose. So it is true actually. Question is actually false. Okay, it should be 18th century is an age of prose. or is an age of reason. So it should be true. So here is 21. For God's sake, hold your tongue, let me laugh. These are lines, the opening lines of opening opening line of canonization. Canonization, okay, by John Donne. By John Donne, and here we also find the image of phoenix myth. Okay, the phoenix tapestry. So here John Donne, the metaphysical poet, has written for the canonization. 20a, 21c. Now 22. Who wrote the poem The Retreat? It's by Henry Vaughan. Henry Vaughan has written Retreat, and this work has influenced to write Wordsworth. Wordsworth's okay. Wordsworth's okay. Immortality Ode. Remember that Immortality Ode. Okay, Immortality. What? Immortality Ode. Okay, this work, that is the work called Retreat by John by Henry Vaughan, had influenced Wordsworth to write his poem Immortality Ode. Lycidas is actually a pastoral elegy. Lycidas is a pastoral elegy. Okay, pastoral elegy, and it was written on the death of Edward King. Edward King, who died of drowning. Edward King. Chalo. Paradise Lost is an epic of growth. No, Paradise Lost is not an epic of growth. Paradise Lost is a fall of human being. It's not growth. It's about the fall of human being. 24. Paradise Lost, okay, 1667 published हुआ था. फर्स्ट 10 बुक में 1674 में 12 बुक्स था. ठीक है. It's an epic of growth. No, it's not epic. It's an epic of fall of human being. Fall of human being. So it's fall actually. चलो, here is question 24. Who wrote Samson Agonistes? Samson Agonistes is actually that what was published in 1671 along with Paradise Regent. Okay, along with Paradise Regent. Samson Agonistes by here again John Milton. John Milton has written Samson Agonistes, published in 1671 along with Paradise Regent. Chalo. Who wrote All for Love, written in blank verse? No. Sorry. Chalo. All for Love. Dryden's All for Love. Dryden's All for Love, written in blank verse. Written in blank verse. Okay. Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra had influenced. Okay. Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra had influenced to write Dryden All for Love here. Blank verse, written in blank verse. And what is the subtitle of this work? Blank verse. All for Love. Dryden's All for Love. What is the subtitle? The World Well Lost. The world. Remember that the world well lost is the subtitle of this work. All for Love by Dryden. Remember that. It's a clear. It's an heroic drama. It's a heroic drama. It's a heroic drama. It's a heroic drama published in 1677. Published in 1677. Published in 1677. Last page. I will discuss today only 30 questions. Romanticism is the very antithesis of all that is expressed by classical idea. Very true. Very true. Romanticism is subjective. Okay. Here romantic imagination is subjective and intuitive. Very true. Don Juan by Byron, epic poem written in that is Ottava Rima. And what is the rhyming scheme of Ottava Rima? That is ABA BAB CC. Chalo, this is the rhyming scheme of Ottava Rima. Don Juan, epic poem ABA BAB CC, Ottava Rima by Byron. Chalo. And here next question. In which poem do the following lines occur? The desire of the moth of the star. This is the opening line. These are the opening lines. Okay, these are the opening lines of one word is too often profaned. One word is too often profaned. This is the by P.B. Shelley. Okay, by P.B. Shelley's. Okay, P.B. Shelley's work. One word is too often profaned. This from this work we find this is the opening line here. 31. In which poem does the following line occur? Who knows but the world may end tonight. These lines happen. The last ride together by we have, that is it's a dramatic monologue by the last that is who is the writer here? It's a dramatic monologue by Browning. Robert Browning. Chalo. GB Shaw was the greatest of the English Ibsenians. Very true. 32. And here is Heart of Darkness is said in the last victory. It is the last victory. That is very false. False. What is the first Indian novel? First Indian novel here actually that is actually your Rajmohan's wife. The wife is actually Matangini, the titular Matangini. Matangini is the titular. First Indian novel published by whom? Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. Chalo. And it was published in 1864. Okay, published in 1864. Published in 1864. Published in 1864. Rajmohan's wife. Thank you.